James was on the anthology film group that chose the canon of experimental films. Stan Brakhage and Jonas Mekas and P. Adam Sidney. Sally used to talk about him as one of the three Bs, her favorites, Bailey, Broughton, and Brakhage. And I think he was already, of course, very much in touch with Stan Brakhage, but I think Sally got him more interested in other experimental filmmakers. And he started experimenting even more with his films. James had already made The Bed, and he had already made films with nudity, which Sally loved. And she loved James's love of the body. Sally asked James to come and make a film. And he was a little bit surprised that it was hard to find people who were willing to take their clothes off in Pittsburgh compared to San Francisco, where people were wanting to take their clothes off. After they finally found enough people who were willing to be in the film, they would sit at coffee in her kitchen and read the poem on which the film was based and talk about how they might represent some of these lines, like, share your shoreline with my peninsula. And my understanding is that then they went out into the dining room and they actually shot some of the bodies laid out on her dining room table. So the film Orogeny was made. It was really a collaboration between James Broughton and Sally.
Reach, touch, discover.
I think they both loved film and used the film as a way of opening up. The experimental film is like an invitation to curiosity. And I think both James and Sally had that and were curious and shared their curiosity with each other.
Why is cinema so much the art of our time? That's interesting to me.
Has it to do with this now that you're talking about?
The fluidity of the now.
And the capturing it, the camera enables you to get it at the moment, whereas if you feel you're in touch with that moment, then if you've got to go home and chisel on a piece of granite for months to realize it, to make it visible, your vision, how long can you sustain that actual living moment?
James wrote journals almost every day from age 13 until he died. He does write about how that particular trip to Pittsburgh, it opened him up. I think it was when he shot Orogeny that he had just first connected with Joel. And Joel talks about how James had gone to Pittsburgh to make Orogeny. And when he came back, I think Sally helped facilitate James's being able to actually become true to himself, to leave his wife and kids and to come out.